Hi everyone. We're just going to wait here for a few minutes for people to get on, and then we will begin. Hi everyone. We're just going to take a couple minutes and let people get on, and then we will begin. It's very quiet right now. It's almost like the silence is deafening type of quiet in here. Just a couple more minutes and we'll get started. Hi, Cassie Joe. I'm glad you got your rocks and paint ready. Good deal. Any last minute things they should grab before we begin?
Maybe a pencil?
Pencil. In case you don't have that, grab a pencil. Welcome everyone. My name's Kat. I am the program specialist in North Platte. We are here today with Alicia from Conservation, Nebraska, and she is going to be going over some outdoor art options that are available for you. The outdoor art badges go all the way from Daisy to Ambassador, so everything that you learn today can help you earn those badges. So here we go. Let's see Alicia.
Hi everybody. Before we get into, we're going to be painting the rocks today. Before we get into that, I'm going to give you some examples for outdoor art. One really easy one would be to go on a walk and find some sticks and just paint those, and you can tie them to a string and you can make little wind chimes. Another one would be painted pots. I have some here. These are just terracotta pots that are painted, and then I put my plants in them. So there's just two of those, and you can do a bunch of different designs for pots. You can use acrylic paint or outdoor paint or like house paint for holding results, and then you can do watercolor with rain, so you can put a couple dots of watercolor on a page or do a picture, and then you can put it out in the rain and it'll make a really pretty picture. And then today we're actually going to talk about the painting of rocks. So I have a couple of examples here. This one is a polka dot rock, or it could be snow. There's a snowflake. And you can even change up your rocks based on the season. These ones were just polka dots, and these were used in a hunt, and we actually put recycle and reuse on the back just to remind people to reuse and recycle. And then this one is a wave. And then this one is one that I found with North Platte Rocks, which is a Facebook group where they paint rocks and they hide them. And then they find them and they put them on there, and everybody's just hiding and finding rocks.
Cool.
So another example too, before we get started on the rocks, is you can make little journals of plants you find. So I have a tree one and I have a flower one. I don't have any in my flower yet, but in the tree journal I have just different leaves. When I went on a walk, I picked up some leaves. You press the leaves, and then I figured out what they were, and you can use the iNaturalist app to figure those out. And then I just labeled them and glued them down into the book.
That's pretty cool. I like how you reused pizza boxes.
Yeah, you can. Those are super easy journals. You can just use pizza boxes and paper and then a little bit of string. But today we're going to paint rocks. And you can get rocks just by walking and finding some rocks. That's what I do. And you can do different designs, obviously. So I have like a cloud right here that I drew on here. Water droplet. This one would be a leaf, a ladybug, and then this one's a heart. It's kind of hard to see, but that one's a heart. And you want to find rocks that you can find them. They can either be flat. This one's a little bit rounded, so like if you're looking for a certain design, you can find different rock shapes for those. This one's actually really good to be painted because it's fairly flat. But right now, I'm gonna paint the little water droplet. And I like to, when I paint rocks, do outdoor based things because it fits because it's on a rock. But so you can even do, I've done the water cycle on rocks. So you would do like rain, clouds for precipitation and condensation. You can do grass for transpiration. So you can do the whole water cycle. You can even paint different rocks. So you could grab a couple of rocks that are relatively the same shape and you can make a snake or caterpillar. So there's a bunch of different ways you can go about painting your rocks. And I'm just using acrylic paint. It's one of the best for when painting rocks. But you can use tempera paint and even outdoor paint as well. But I've noticed that acrylic has stayed the best for me for easy to get paints. So you just have a little water droplet here, and you can go hide these. I think the best place to hide these are in parks, because people don't expect there to be all these colorful rocks in parks. They expect regular rocks. And if you want a really good idea would be, since we're all staying at home right now, if you painted a bunch of rocks, and then a group of you and your friends could go hide the rocks at a certain park, and then you can all go find each other's rocks. Or you can do the Facebook groups with your parents. There is the North Platte Rocks group for here in North Platte, but there's also GI Rocks, which is a rock finding group in Grand Island. And then there's the Rocks Helping Inspire, which is based out of Lincoln. So they do rocks for kindness, and they have nice messages with them. So this is the water droplet.
It's pretty.
Yeah. And painting on rocks is really easy, and you have extra texture, so you might have to fill in a little bit of those holes from the texture of the rock, but it is actually really fun to do. And you can get different colored rocks based on what you want background-wise. You can also paint them white. So if you're going to have a darker rock, a lighter color would work best. I'm just doing a heart on this one. And you can see a little bit of the darkness of the rock underneath, but if you do more than one layer, more than one coat of the paint, that'll go you can cover that up. Or if you want to see the texture of the rock, one coat works as well.
What are some ideas that you guys have that are watching today that you'd like to paint on your rocks? Feel free to comment in the comments about what you'd like to paint on your rocks.
So there's just a heart. And I think I will just leave it like that so you can kind of see some of the texture underneath. But that would be a really simple one. You can even do a little scavenger hunt with your friends and find more than just the rocks. You could find different types of leaves, anything like that, or a certain flower that you know is in the park, in addition to finding the rocks. And you can do that all while, staying home, not getting too close to anyone.
Yeah. Maintaining social distancing.
Mm-hmm.
So our council says that they are going to make their rocks look like a ladybug.
Nice, yeah. Ladybugs are good, and then bees, if you want to.
Ooh, bees are good.
Yeah. Or any other pollinator. You can do a butterfly, you can do a bird. Just kind of support and
Nature
and pollinators. Maybe you can put it in your pollinator garden.
Yeah. I was telling Alicia that I made a painted rock when I was in kindergarten, which was a really, really long time ago. And I gave it to my dad, and he sent it to me in the mail a few months ago and asked me to repaint it, and I did. And I had painted it just like a ladybug, too. So Karen says that her Daisy troop is planning to paint ladybug rocks at their troop day camp. And Rhino is going to paint a rhino.
Yeah. It's perfect. Yeah, painting different wildlife is really good. You can do elephants, rhinos, whatever your favorite animal.
And if with your parents you look at some of these Facebook groups, there are some artists out there that do really, really beautiful rock painting.
Mm-hmm. They do. So you can see on this one the contrast between the rock is a pretty big contrast.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll stick out more when you're finding and looking for them.
So you want to kind of use bright colors so that people see them from not too far away, but but far enough that if they're just walking, they'll be like, "Oh, look."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they'll be noticeable, but they won't. If they're looking for them, they'll have to hunt a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's just a little cloud.
It's a very pretty cloud.
So that's a part of I would do a water cycle. So you have your condensation and then your precipitation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, for the evaporation, you can paint a sun on one of your rocks.
Uh-oh, she's freehanding it.
Yeah.
Karen says she really likes your leaf.
Oh, thank you. You could do a couple different leaves, even like if you have some in your journal. If you make a journal, you could paint the different leaves that you find, or you can take the leaves and put them on the rocks.
Oh.
Too. You can press them and then attach them to the rocks.
Would you use like Mod Podge to do that?
Mod Podge, yeah, or you could probably use white glue as
Okay.
well, but Mod Podge would probably stick a little bit better. So you can do just your yellow dot as the sun, or you can put your sun rays on there.
Oops. So Bonnie asks, is there a certain paint you can use that won't harm animals?
Not that I know of. All paint is pretty toxic for animals, at least. If you want to use paint that's already used outdoors, that would probably be the best because they're already used to it. Acrylic paint will stay on there and it'll chip a little bit, but it shouldn't, unless they're kind of trying to
Eat the rock.
They
Yeah.
won't be too affected by it. Once it's dry, they should be fine. Tempera paint is more, it's non-toxic, so that one might work a little bit better for that, but it won't stay as long, so you might have to repaint it. Then we have our sun, which is evaporation. Then we have condensation, perspiration. And then you would do your runoff and transpiration. So runoff would be, you could paint a mountain.
Okay.
For transpiration, you could just do grass or a tree, or you could even use your leaf as transpiration, because that's just how the plants get their water. And then after that would be groundwater. So you could do that, or you can just kind of put these all in a little circle like this, and then you'd have your mountain right there. And that would be your water cycle.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's all for the painting the rock.
All right.
Just, you know, you can go out and social distance with your friends and paint rocks and find them together.
I think that sounds like a really fun idea.
Mm-hmm.
Will you hold it and face me? I hit the wrong button again. Okay. Sorry about that. So, thank you for coming today. I really appreciate it. I hope to see pictures of your rocks in the comments when you're done painting. Don't forget to join us tomorrow morning for the Dusty Trails horse lesson. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll give you a sneak peek inside Real Life Academy. Stay safe out there. Remember to social distance and take care of yourself. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.